You want to be ready. Not confident, not hopeful, ready. In 7 days. That's the promise. But before we start, let me make one thing crystal clear. This isn't about ego, glory, or street theatrics. This is about survival, control, and walking away on your own terms. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to rewire how you think about danger, decision-making, and the simple, ruthless habits that turn average people into someone nobody wants to mess with. Listen closely. This intro will plant the seed for everything you'll become by day 7. First, mindset. The single biggest gap between victims and survivors is not strength, it's certainty. When danger arrives, uncertainty freezes people. We will remove that freeze. You will learn to move from reaction to command. Imagine your brain as a security system. Right now, it's an old, slow model that hesitates and doubts. Over these 7 days, we replace it with a system that senses threat, evaluates instantly, and acts efficiently and without moralizing in the moment. This doesn't make you a criminal, it makes you decisive. Decisiveness saves you. Hesitation gets you hurt. Second, awareness. 90% of fights never start if you see them coming. Most people treat awareness like a skill you can switch on when needed. That's wrong. Awareness is a muscle. It must be trained daily until it's automatic. You'll learn the tiny cues that scream, "Something is off," long before your gut makes noise. The goal? Shorten the time between "I sense danger" and "I do something about it." That gap, that's where most people lose. We'll close it. Third, escalation control. Real fights escalate in predictable stages. If you can steer an encounter down a safer path, do it. If you can't, you must be prepared to exit or neutralize the threat and get away. Over these 7 days, we'll hardwire a simple decision ladder. Notice, distance, de-escalate, escape, neutralize, only if necessary. Memorize that ladder. Let it live in your chest. It's your roadmap when everything else is noise. Fourth, economy of movement. You don't need fancy choreography or endless training to be effective in the street. What you need is precision, timing, and the ability to use the environment to your advantage. We will strip technique to its essence. Fewer, more reliable actions that don't require months of training. Think of it like learning to use a tool. You don't need to build the tool to use it effectively. You learn the grip, the motion, and you get the job done. That efficiency, that's what turns a panic into victory. Fifth, legal and moral boundaries. I'll be blunt. Knowing how to defend yourself is a responsibility. Use these skills only to protect yourself or others in imminent danger. Avoid escalation when possible. After any use of force, get to safety, call authorities, and document everything. Being prepared is not permission to hunt trouble. It's permission to survive it. Now, the promise you actually care about. In 7 days, you will acquire a survival toolkit, not a martial arts diploma. Day by day, you'll rebuild your instincts, sharpened awareness, instant decision-making, controlled breathing under stress, a handful of ultra-reliable responses for escaping holds or creating space, and the confidence to use them. This program is not pretty. It is not glamorous. It's surgical, it's practical, and it's relentless. Finally, a warning turned into motivation. Most people think training is optional until they need it. Don't be most people. Commit to the 7 days like your life depends on it, because sometimes it will. I'm going to guide you step by step, breaking down the science of fear, the cheap tricks attackers use, and the exact daily drills that reprogram your nervous system. Stick to the plan, do the work, and you won't just learn to survive. You'll learn to prevent survival from ever being in question. Stay focused. Stay ruthless about your preparation. By the end of day 7, hesitation will be gone, and you'll know, with absolute clarity, what to do when the moment demands it. Now let's begin. Day 1. Mindset and baseline conditioning. Day 1 is the wiring day. Think of it as installing new firmware in your nervous system so you stop freezing and start acting. We start with cooling the panic response through controlled breathing. That's the physical key to thinking under threat. Then you brutalize your fear patterns with visualization. Run violent scenarios in your head until they feel familiar. Then rehearse the calm choice you'll make. Add simple mobility and a short body weight circuit so your body remembers reliable movement under stress, not clumsy reactions. Finally, lock the decision ladder into muscle memory. Notice, distance, de-escalate, escape, neutralize, exit. Say it, feel it, own it. By the end of day 1, you'll no longer rely on hope. You'll have a map and the breath control to follow it. Day 2, awareness, threat recognition, and preemptive position. Day 2, awareness, threat recognition, and preemptive positioning. Day 2 turns your eyes and instincts into early warning. This isn't paranoia, it's trained pattern recognition. You'll practice 360-degree scanning while moving, so you learn to spot micro cues, repeated glances, sudden changes in pace, or someone mentally closing off. Train naming off fast. That sharpens the signal-to-noise ratio in your head. Then pair senses with posture and spacing. Keep a non-threatening but ready-angled stance so you're not an easy target. The point is simple. Give yourself more time and more escape options. When a threat forms, you won't be surprised. You'll already be half a step away. Awareness creates choices. Choices create survival. Day 3, footwork, balance, and escape. Movement. Day 3 teaches your feet to speak for you. Under adrenaline, your fine motor skills die. So we remove the need for them. Triangles, 45-degree steps, and circle work build balance and the ability to redirect momentum. Practice explosive starts and controlled sprints, so when you need to create distance, your body launches cleanly instead of stumbling. The push-push-release trains the instinct to step and recompose rather than brace and fight. The entire goal of this day is to make distance creation reflexive. Someone shoves, you have an immediate, practiced response to open space and run. Control your base, and you control the interaction. Day 4, de-escalation language and verbal boundaries. Words save fights. Day 4 is all about voice economy. Short, firm, believable lines that buy you time and force the other party to decide. Practice 5 simple scripts until they sound like a weapon you can deploy calmly. Pair the lines with posture. Open palms, steady shoulders, minimal theatrics. You don't want to shout for drama. You want to sound like someone who won't tolerate nonsense. Tone determines whether the other person tests you or backs off. These verbal anchors give you seconds, often the exact seconds needed to move from confrontation to escape. Use them deliberately and always prioritize exit over proving anything. Day 5, gross motor defenses and breakaways. Day 5 is practical violence avoidance, big movements that work when adrenaline spikes. Forget technical submissions or delicate counters. You'll learn torque, weight shifts, and steps designed to unbalance grips and open space. Practice breaking wrist and hold scenarios with whole body motion, not finger fighting. Work simple bear hug escapes and faster get-up drills on a mat until the mechanics are reflexive. The emphasis is on escape. Make space, then run. If you must touch, do so to create an opening rather than to win a fight. Repeat until the chain, I'm grabbed, I torque my body, I create gap, I sprint, is automatic. Day 6, creating and using improvised tools plus environment. Day 6 teaches you to weaponize the world without becoming a hero. Every street is full of buffers, cars, stalls, bags, door frames. Learn to move to barrier positions that force a single approach, or create choke points that favor your exit. Practice using a jacket, backpack, or object as a buffer to buy time while you back away. Noise is also a weapon. Practiced, loud calls and stomps draw attention and unsettle attackers. This day shifts your mindset. You're not waiting for your body to save you. You're making the environment work in your favor so you can leave alive and intact. Day 7, integration, live drills, and aftercare. Day 7 is rehearsal under controlled pressure and the paperwork afterward. Chain awareness, verbal boundary, a gross motor escape, and an explosive sprint into one flow until it feels like a single reflex. Run rounds with a partner who applies light, predictable resistance, safety first. And then practice solo-timed simulations so your brain learns sequence under time pressure. After any real incident, aftercare is mandatory. Get safe, document, collect witness info, call police, and see medical care. Training without legal and medical rehearsal is incomplete. This day converts isolated skills into a reliable survival routine. So now you've seen it. In just 7 days, you can rewire yourself from someone who freezes under pressure into someone who moves, thinks, and survives with certainty. But here's the question. Do you actually believe it's possible? Some people swear you need years of martial arts, endless sparring, and bruises to be street-ready. Others believe 7 days of focused training is all it really takes, because survival is more about mindset than muscle. So, tell me, which side are you on? Do you think a week of rewiring and simple drills is enough to walk with confidence? Or do you think you'd still crumble when it gets real? Drop your answer below, because this debate will never end until people like you weigh in. And remember, the ones who don't comment are usually the ones who've never prepared. So, what's your excuse?